Welcome to this video about LeadsGO. In this session, I'm going to focus on the administrative or configuration functionality, the back office of LeadsGO. And the use of LeadsGO Backoffice varies quite a bit between two different use cases. If you're using LeadsGO with an attached CRM system like Dynamics or HubSpot CRM, etc., then the LeadsGO or backoffice functionality is less useful, as most of the handling and most of the flows are handled by the CRM system. You basically need to set it up initially to get the integration working and at what event that leads is supposed to go into the CRM system. And then that's more or less it. And after that, you either administrate your user in LeadsGo itself, or you can also link that user administration up to HR system, so it's automatically created and deleted from the source of the HR system. But if you do not have a CRM system to hook it up to, and if you also do not have an HR system that you want to link this to, then this video is more for you to walk you through that functionality in LeadsGo. So my name is Hans-Petter Ramstad and I'm the founder of LeadsGo. So let's get started. I'm signing in with my default user and selecting the demo account. And as you can see, I'm working on the dev environment. If you are in production, that's leadsgo.com, of course. When you initially set up or have created a new account, you have some to-dos that you need to complete in order to get the account ready for action. So all that is given on this, and if you click on the different steps, you get some details information about what that step in the process means. So I'll just turn this off so I don't see it anymore. I can refresh the page so that you see that this doesn't show up anymore. So let's quickly walk you through the UX of the solution. To the left, you have the menu, which gives you access to all the different modules and functions in LeadsGo. It can vary a bit between what you see here and what you have access to, depending on your role. I'm both admin on the account and also admin on the system, so I have all the options available, and which will be a bit different from your case. And you select the different parts of the solution by going in the menu and selecting and navigating like that. And you can also navigate back to home using the breadcrumbs at the top of each of the pages. You can remove the menu entirely by clicking on this icon. On top here, you can search for leads if there are anything that you are looking for. So let's look for a lead. Mrs. Sweet. I don't know what. I heard that there's something happening to that lead, so I can enter the search criteria and I get into the search window. And here I can get a lot of details about that lead. I have a lot of actions I can take on it and a lot of filter criteria I can use. So this basically takes you to, in the left menu, the leads search page directly. To the right of that, you have access to a kind of a health page for the system and has 4 different sections. Leads handling, here you have an overview of leads that you need to work on. If they are in proposed stage, accepted stage or qualified stage, it is waiting for you to take it to the next step in the process. To the right on the top, if you have an integration with a CRM system, for example, you see messages if these integrations are working or not. Down left, you have an overview of the leads volume that is on the system, how many in the last 6 months, how average monthly, average weekly, average daily, and then the last 3 months, 2 months, last month, last 24 hours, etc. Down right, you have an overview of some of the standard KPIs that I set up on the account and how you measure up to those key performance indicators. To the right of that, you have the invite users page where you can invite users into the system. And then I skip the network part, which is a specific functionality that is created for a couple of you customers. Access to help, access to feedback, and sign off. So that's kind of the main functionality or the main UX and access to the different parts of the solution. So now let's go through the main page, the landing page, when you sign in to the back office. You have a couple of tiles at the top, which gives you an overview of how many leads volume on the account itself, number of points that are generated on the account, number of users, a bit about the mobile usage, etc., and number of buckets with actions, etc. Below that, you have a list of all the leads that needs handling. So if it's either proposed, accepted, or qualified, so it needs to be processed so that it can be starting a sales or start a qualification, depending on what you want to do. If there are some here that are in, let's say, they are in proposed, and then you have to either accept or reject the lead. If you accept the lead, it's converted to the same like the one above. So here you have then access to how you're going to process it further or delete it. If you reject the lead, you are asked to enter a message that goes back to the collector. So then that is removed from your opportunity board and sent back to the leads collector with a message of why this is not interesting for you. To handle this lead, for example, this, which is status accepted, you are clicking on the wrench to the right of the lead card, and here you can select to remove it or move it to another account. You can tag it if you want to have some, if you have tags or using tags. You can share it for qualification or sales, so you can start the qualification process or the sales process. Let's start the sales process directly. And here you enter the email of the handler that you want to send these leads to. So I can send that to myself basically. And then you can enter a note, look at this lead. If there are any reminders, then you can also set a star score. And when pressing save, let's see what happens to this lead. It's being processed, and then it should disappear from this list when the processing is finished. Yeah, so that's how you work with the leads on the main page. So let's go further. You can have it also on the lists view, and you can also filter it if you want to filter and search for specific leads. And there you see the operation is done successfully on the lead that we assigned for sales. And below that, you have an overview of the whole value chain of leads, everything from proposed, accepted through qualification in sales and close with win and loss, so that you see some volume numbers on the account that you are looking at. And below that again, you can look a bit about number of leads volumes last month, last or previous month, the last 2 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, and older than 12 months. And if you click on it, you get an overview of the leads that are in that time category. You can also click on the different stages in this flow here. So you can click on in qualification and get the list of all the leads that are in qualification at that stage. So that's kind of the main functionality of the main page, the landing page, when you sign in as a back office user. Then you have the search page, which is very useful. You can either search from a leads point of view, or you can search from a user point of view. Most used one is search from a leads point of view, where you can search for any text or within a certain portfolio, having a certain status in certain bucket, certain tag collected by a certain person, etc., etc. Let's just do an open search. So here you get an overview of all the leads that satisfy these criteria. So we can then just go for the sales and win and see how many leads we have there. Okay, then we have 8 leads. If you click on any of these leads, and that goes for any page you're on, you get detailed or a dialog popping up with details on that lead. Detailed information on the lead itself, rewards, probability, also all the notes that has been added to this during its lifetime, and the history of events that this lead has gone through. From here, you also have the possibility of selecting one or more leads, and then you can select operations that you want to do to that specific lead. So this is a very powerful page, powerful functionality that is quite useful for more advanced usages of leads handling. Going further down the menu, we can look at the dashboard, which gives you some insight as to some leads volume, some top 10 collectors, a bit about the leads distribution per status, leads created last 5 months, and also a bit about the mobile usage for the users on the account. You can get access to reports. Here you have a number of reports you can run. For example, all leads shared for sales and qualification from, let's go back a bit to the start of 2024, 1st of January, and no end date. And you can view all the leads that has been, that has this criteria, meet these criteria. And that you can see down here, and also for in this case you can also decide to send that result set or that report to your own email user. Then let's go to the collector functionality, which is basically a separate unit in the solution itself. And here you have functionality to work as a leads collector basically. So here you see all the leads that I have created. And from here you can also create a new lead, enter the properties, save, and things like that. And this is functionality that is also on the LeadsGO mobile app that is both available on Apple and Android and can be downloaded to your mobile phone. You also have access to Act functionality, which is basically a mini CRM. So here is all the leads that are assigned to me for handling. So you just click on these different leads to get information about the lead itself, and you can start handling them. This is called leads shared for qualification. So you click on the icon here, and here you have the functionality available when it comes to leads shared for qualification. If you have another down here which has a different status, so it's status accepted. So here you can have different access to different functionality and different fields. So it's all dependent on the stage of the lead itself, what kind of functionality that you have available for your handling of that lead. So this is a mini CRM. You can start a sales process, you can qualify leads, and you can close it with win and loss, set probability, set possible value for the lead, etc. So it's a very simplistic CRM system. Lead flow, we have talked about that in some other videos, but basically what you do here is that you create buckets, which is a sharing mechanism between the collector and the account or the company. So a lead collector creates a lead on the mobile app or on the web, and then puts it into a bucket. And when he saves, or he or she saves that lead, it pops up on the opportunity board of this given account, like these 6 leads here. And then you can accept or reject that lead and start a qualification and or a sales process. So that's kind of the whole point of the buckets. There are 2 types of buckets, either for sales leads or for recruitment leads. and they are handled a bit differently. That's why I separate them into different type of buckets. So click on the bucket, set the name, set the type, sales or recruitment, and then you can set what kind of actions that you want to be taken when a lead is put in this bucket. So it can be no action, so it just pops up on the opportunity board and you have to accept or reject it. You can start a qualification directly and assign it to a salesperson or a qualification person. You can start closing directly, so closing up on the sales process, or you can send it on to another bucket if you want to do that. If you want to start the qualification, for example, you usually have to enter an email or for another user on the system, because that lead put in this bucket will have to be sent to another user, and that user will then get it on their act on their mini CRM system in the LeadsGO, and they start working on that lead. And there are also some advanced options to set on these different buckets that I can set up another video or a demo session to explain that to you if you are interested. So that's the leads flow, user administration. Here you have an overview of all your users. You can remove user from the account. You can also reset the password if you need to do that. You have different search possibilities. From here you can start import from CSV file if you want to import more users. You can add one after another users, or you can remove some users that are put on hold because they have entered their username and password, wrong password too many times, so the user get blocked, and you can remove that hold from here. So that's user administration. Account home, usually not that or frequently used. Most of the things are set up when you start or when you have created this, the account itself at startup. Portfolio is a more advanced functionality, and it usually is because different companies have different accounts, and then you can have one account for Norway, one for Sweden, one for Denmark, and you want to create a portfolio because you want to run reports and start administrating and seeing KPIs across accounts. So that's the point of portfolios. Account configuration, here you can do different things. You can create aliases, you can start using tags to tag different things. You can share buckets, you can set up the reward system, which is an important part of this, where you set the bonus point that are created at the different stages of a lead's lifecycle. Let's open up again. So that was rewards. You can set reminders so that if you set a reminder of different leads that is linked to the quality of that lead, the salesperson is getting reminders so that the lead is handled. There is a kind of a time pressure to get it moving. Events is used for different things. For example, it's used to trigger certain actions when the lead is passing or getting into a certain event. For example, triggering an integration with CRM system. Collect a message is a message that you're pushing out to all the collectors, so it will pop up on their mobile phones. History, you see what's been happening on the system itself. And you can also resend invites if the invites you have sent out hasn't been responded to, for example. Communication is all about integration. So the integration with CRM system, if you do not have that, you don't need to think about it. But in the integration hub, you can see all the leads that are communicated to the CRM system, when it happened, if it fails, etc. So it's kind of an integration engine. And from here, you can also send invitations. And below that, you have a possibility to administrate your users or your user, so your own user. So you click on that and you can set a few properties on that to get or not get alerts on your mobile phone or emails, etc. You can also delete your user, change password, etc. So that's basically it. If you're going to do a quick recap, go back to the main page. where you get where most of the time is usually spent dealing with different parts of the solution, so handling leads, looking at the leads volume, etc. On the menu, you have the possibility to search, you have dashboard, reports, collector unit, which is a separate module that is that modeling and giving you access to collecting leads yourself. Act, which is a mini CRM, lead flow, which is all about the buckets, user administration, account home portfolio, etc., etc. And at the top, you can search and you have access to some other shortcuts like the health of the system, inviting users, etc. So that was a very quick walkthrough of the back office functionality. And as stated at the start, the usage scenario or the case of using the LeadsGO dictates how much you're going to use this back office. If it's linked to a CRM system, the back office is less used. And basically what you do then is about user administration. If that is also linked to your HR system, for example, through integration, then you seldomly go into the back office functionality. But if you don't have any of these integrations, then this part of the solution, the back office, becomes more important and more used by you as a customer. If you want more information about this or more details, feel free to contact me, and then good luck with LeadsGO. Thank you.